prepare for this, Pepecoin holders. I've got an update for you guys. We got to be talking about a very important price level for Pepecoin. So without further ado, welcome back to Crypto Report. I'm Blacksea. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel right now. Anything I say is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Let's hop in this video. All right, guys. So I am seeing some very interesting things on the charts. You can follow me at 333 Blacksea on Twitter. I say I am looking for a bounce here for Pepe. Sniffing out a long, not financial advice. And I want to show you guys what's going on here. We'll take a deeper dive into Pepe, but we are sitting at a very, very important price level. And I showed this chart here, and we have very, very important about a day left on the weekly time frame, about a day and a half left on the weekly time frame. But right now, we are holding above support here on the daily, and that's why I say I'm sniffing out a long, because I do think that we're probably going to be seeing a bounce here, and I'm going to have a very tight stop loss because we could break below the support as an invalidation, but I think the risk is to the upside in the short term, and it's going to be somewhat of a high leverage scalp, if you will. I know I said we're starting to lean away from that, but that doesn't mean when the trades present themselves, I'm just not going to... I can't help myself. If the trades present themselves, I'm going to take them. It's as simple as that. But if you guys do want to trade as well, check out in the description box below or pinned comment down below. We have a $100,000 deposit bonus to BitToNext, a 10% trade rebate, and $5,000 sign-on bonus to Blowfin, and a lot of other fantastic sign-on bonuses to many other exchanges. If you want to help support this channel, feel free to check out those affiliate links in the description box or pinned comment down below. But guys, Pepe right now is looking pretty good here. I like to see us sitting above this very important support level at 4.012. I do think that a lot of people are panicking. People are freaking out. Honestly, the overall crypto sentiment is kind of mixed right now. I think there's some people that think that true altcoin season is here right now, and we're going to new all-time highs immediately. And then I think other people are talking about how the top is in for crypto for this bull market. It's pretty insane how polarized the market sentiment is right now. But guys, I'll tell you what, all it takes is Bitcoin to continue to chop sideways, and we see the liquidity flow into alts, or for Bitcoin to make new highs and just keep going here throughout Q3 for Q4 to be very, very bullish. But in the meantime, guys, I'm going to be capitalizing on this price action. I'm going to try to just make as much profit as I can when we're in these range-bound type of scenarios, and I'm going to try to roll that profit into Bitcoin and just keep accumulating, guys. But I do think that the way that Pepe's looking here on the daily time frame, that there's probably some good longing opportunities here. I like to long support and short resistance, especially when we're range bound. That being said, I do think that we need to kind of cool off a little bit here based on the momentum wave on Market Cypher. I mean, the money flow is starting to curl down, but it's still there. We're still in the green. I wouldn't be surprised to see this come like this, and then maybe a little baby wave, and then hopefully a big recovery into Q4. But that being said, guys, alts tend to underperform in Q3, and we've already seen quite a nice uptick. Like if you measure from where Q3 basically started, you're talking about nearly a 51% gain on Pepe. That's a big deal, guys. But I do think that Q3, we saw Bitcoin dominance break down, but we need to see alts kind of chop around sideways and see Bitcoin dominance kind of grind back up until we move to that true washout period where Bitcoin dominance tanks and we see true altcoin season. But I don't think that happens just yet. And if you look at Bitcoin an hour trading around 117K, we saw Satoshi era. This is like the new buzzword. Satoshi era wallets, basically like wallets that haven't moved at all. They haven't been touched since basically the creation of Bitcoin. And we saw some big Satoshi era wallets moving around and selling their crypto, selling their Bitcoin for the first time in 11 years. It's a big deal, but I believe it was $80 billion got sold, and not much happened. I mean, we're only a few $1,000s from all-time highs, about $5,000 from all-time highs, about 123K. Yeah, guys, you got to be patient. You don't just go straight up with crypto. You got to weather the storm. And right now, especially when it comes to alts, especially when it comes to Pepe, we're sitting at a 60.66 Bitcoin dominance level. When you exclude stablecoins, we're basically at 62.5, 63%, okay? Now, I will say that I expect this to continue to grind up. We came down to about 59-ish, 59.1, I think, was the lowest I saw. And I've been saying, guys, I expect this to grind up through Q3 and then finally in Q4 actually see that large move play out. If you look at Pepe, guys, we're sitting nice and pretty at rank 28, down about 3%, 4% in the past 7 days, and up about 2.34% in the past 24 hours. Guys, I think that we're going to chop around a little bit. Move into the notorious August, which tends to be somewhat bearish, usually a little bit of a cool-off period for the traditional market. And now every single month doesn't have to play out like the previous year, but usually that is a important data point to base your trading thesis off of. Personally, for me, now that's not financial advice. I'm just telling you guys what I do to navigate these markets, and I'm paying attention to the past August, and usually August tends to be a little bit bearish for the traditional market, and I like to view trading as probability and statistics as a main way to navigate, and that's what I'm doing. So I think that August we probably chop around for crypto, especially if the traditional market is doing the same. And you look at Pepe, guys, we're at $5.25 billion market cap. We did break above $6 billion there when we started to see Bitcoin dominance break down, when Bitcoin made its way to new all-time highs. But right now, we're at about 5.25. And guys, I'm seeing opportunity here. I'm seeing opportunity here. That's what I'm saying. I'm sniffing out another long position here to do some scalping. I don't know if we come back down below 4.012. If we do start to see a spillover to that, I'd be less likely to open that long position. But that being said, this is looking like it kind of wants to curve out and chop sideways and have the volume squeeze for a little bit, followed by a breakout to the upside. That's what I would like to see play out, and that's what I'm leaning towards. And that's where my thesis is on this little. I'll probably do like a 75x leverage long scalp right here, and I'll probably sniff that out here later today or tomorrow, depending on what this next. I really want to pay attention to this weekly candle closure, to be honest with you guys, because this is very important. Like, it still is showing bullish price structure, and this looks pretty like muted, which I'm not a huge fan of. This momentum wave, it's pretty low. Like, we're still growing, but the money flow is decreasing. I think that we need a couple weeks of like grinding on this level, maybe only even 1 week, but it would seem like we would be spilling over at that point. And I do think, though, that when it comes to high leverage scalping, trading on anything higher than the daily is risky business. And I do think, though, that just because the weekly looks that way, a lot can happen in how many days here? A day and 22 hours, basically 2 days. A lot can happen in that time frame, especially moving into the weekend price action, which tends to be very trappy and confusing. But guys, especially in the fourth and final phase of this bull market cycle, you got to be very careful when you're trading alts specifically during the weekends. Really trading anything on the weekends, but Pepe, guys, it's a tough cookie to crack on the weekends. So if you're going to be trading it, just use money you're willing to lose, all right? But guys, you look at Bitcoin, it still looks bullish. It still looks very strong, especially the monthly time frame. We got 5 days and 22 hours left. Any monthly candle closure over like 115,000, I expect bullish continuation and somewhat probably of a parabolic move higher if we do see that play out. I'm really bullish on this green dot on market side for the momentum wave over the 60 line on the monthly. I expect this to continue to the upside. I expect continuation for 2025. And obviously you can have a month, a week, maybe even a few weeks of bearish price action and still continue to the upside, but I do expect further continuation to the upside for 2025, and it's going to bring alts higher in Q4 in my opinion. But guys, let me know in the comment section below, do you think that we're ready for Pepe new all-time highs? I think that there's a good chance that we need to cool off just for a little bit before we see that continuation, and that's why I am bullish. I've been bullish on Pepe all year, and I'm going to continue to be bullish on it until I see something play out in the charts. But as of right now, I think that the market sentiment, the social risk is still not high enough for me to say, okay, the top is in. It's not high enough yet. I need to see like pure FOMO, panic buying. I need to see crazy things on the timeline. I'm seeing some crazy things on the timeline, but not much. I'm seeing people talk crazy about market caps, but I'm not sold on the idea that the top is in yet, and I'm going to continue to look to Q4 for a clear idea of where these alts are going to go. But guys, that's all I got. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel now. Do you think Pepe is going to all-time highs in 2025? I think there's a good chance that it does. But I'll see you next one. Bye-bye.